Now we're interested in these things, so I'm just going to go ahead and give the normal zero ranks developed, -25 numbers there. So he's not really good at lip reading yet. Stats-wise, he's not inclined for it. He has no level bonuses, and he doesn't have it developed yet. So he's not going to be doing that. We may choose. This is a time you look at it and you go, well, maybe I won't be developing that at all. We're not doing apprentice now. Now we're doing level 1. We have 28 development points to spend, and which technically we should still have 27 because we never should have done that stat gain, like I said before. And these are indeed all planned things, right? So he's going to keep stalking. So we're going to spend the points there. I want him to keep getting wise. I want him to keep getting more hits. He needs to be paying attention. He needs to keep learning his weapon. He needs to pick more locks. He's going to get a little bit more in the power perception. Now, I don't know what else we're going to do, but one thing we're going to do here then is start looking at other skills that he might really start building up on that we haven't added yet. I mean, there's a billion skills, and clearly we kind of spread ourselves thin here. But there's a reason for that. If you look at the skill costs, because, and this is typical of every semi-mage in Rolemaster, the second cost of a lot of the things, even the things they're good at, are significantly higher. He's a good runner, 1-3, that's good, and 1-4 isn't bad, but you'll see 1-5, 1-5, 2-7. That's really where you get hit hard, right? If you've only got 28 development points to spend, picking up a second rank of something at 7, that's 25% of your allotment right there. You're not likely to do it. So the semis tend to be more small gains across lots of skills as they level. But I'm going to pause here. I'm going to look at the list of skills and write some down. Okay, given how tight the points have been, and I kind of know where they're going to need to go, I only picked a few more skills to add to the list. Now, the big one to point out over here is Spell List Acquisition, Distractions B, which is a magical skill. So this is the gaining of spells to cast. Go back to the spell thing. This is done very uniquely, which I both appreciate and struggle with enjoying at the same time. Now, you want to look at, if you're looking at the base books, the Spell Law book, chapter 5, so that's page 8. We're looking at stuff 8 through 9, or 10 is what we're looking at. And here we talk about optional stat bonus modification, which I am using. I was going to cover that later. Because this is a mentalist realm, then the stat is presence. Learning a portion of a list, the list portions are described here. And if you are a semi-spell user and you are learning what's called a base list, that's the one for your profession, you learn them at B, and then you learn D, and then you learn E. And B is all the spells 1 through 10. But this is a percentage chance. So you get to put in as many points as you want. A semi-spell user's cost for spell list acquisition is 4. We can put in as many as we want. And because of that optional rule we're using, we also get our presence stat bonus, which is thankfully 20. I also chose maneuver and armor, soft leather. All the armors have penalties for, doing tumbling and stuff like that. So this is something that works. This is a skill that you don't really ever roll this. You just simply work off the penalty that the armor gives you. Adrenal move, quick draw. This is to get the blade out without taking the normal action time for it. Ambush is actually a skill about shifting critical results higher. As such, this is one of the oddball skills, kind of like body development. It only works in ranks, and it has no stat bonus, but it does have a professional bonus. And silent kill. Silent kill is what you do to actually kill that person quietly, like that whole thing of like grabbing the neck and slicing the throat and then controlling the body as it falls. That whole scene. So as he's training, and he's probably training with someone to pick up this kind of stuff, right? Like he's not just picking this up on the street. I mean, he could, but wow, he's turned into a real murderer at that point, right? Oh, might just have some simple math here wrong. Yep. It's not going far enough. There we go. 21 points spent. That leaves 7, which is not quite enough. So we're going to put 2 ranks into spell list acquisition, and we're going to take off a 1-pointer. Maybe he's not doing the silent killing yet. And this is all that he is studying in level 1. He will not actually have these bonuses until level 2. Except that we do go ahead and roll the spell list acquisition. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we do that later. We probably do that later, honestly. So let's put these in here. Oh, I didn't do the stats. I wrote them down, but I haven't done them all yet. So agility we know is 15. Presence is 20. Self-discipline is a -5. Yep. So 15 divided by 2 is 8. There's no stat for ambush. Agility and intuition. Intuition is -5. Agility is 15. That's 10 divided by 2 is 5.